More FTX Sam Bankman-Fried Caroline drama. Let's get right into it.
I guess one of my questions is like, what do you think should be done if we find out that you're lying about all of this? Like, sort of, because it's kind of one thing to steal people's money; it's another thing to lie about it. What do you think should be done? Like, because I mean, it's going to be obviously a lot of this is going to eventually get litigated. Eventually Caroline Ellison's going to have to take the stand. What happens if she pulls out text messages that shows you knew about it? I mean, do you think that wipes away your credibility?
I mean, I think a lot of my credibility has already been wiped away, frankly. And
I think that's fair.
honestly, that's not what I'm thinking about right now. I'm not trying to focus on, I'm just thinking about customers here who I think are what matter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lando Says. Hope all is well. All right, so here goes some new information. Just in, Sam Bankman-Fried used $546 million from Alameda Research to purchase Robinhood shares. Court document reveals. So here go the court document, I believe, right here, what somebody posted. Loans that made by Alameda and Gary. Gary's of a CEO. And me were not drawn down to a single amount on a date. Basically, I borrowed some amount of half a $500 million, and Gary borrowed $50,000, and it was a sum total of $546 million. I confirmed that no steps taken, and you can read the rest of this, but basically, this fraud used customers' money to purchase Robinhood shares. Robinhood ain't doing good right now. And you see it right here. FTX and Bankman-Fried borrowed from Alameda to buy Robinhood shares. And it's like, this have nothing to do with Robinhood. It's just bad because you don't want your name to be mixed in with any of that stuff. And like the video I just played at the beginning, Coffeezilla knew exactly what was going to happen. He predicted this perfectly. He's been talking about it, and he did this interview, which we're going to play a little bit more in a second. But he predicted that Carolyn was going to start snitching. I said she was going to start snitching. And recently, Caroline Ellison apologizes in court for her role in FTX fraud. Caroline apologized for assisting the former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried and defrauding company investors. Ellison told the district court, "I am truly sorry for what I did. I knew it was wrong." During the federal plea hearing, Ellison and the former CEO of Sam Bankman-Fried firm Alameda Research, Ellison declared that she was merely going along with her ex-boyfriend to hide the close relationship between Alameda and FTX. Additionally, she admitted to agreeing to divert billions worth of FTX deposits to alleviate the debts of Alameda, while also admitting that FTX stole billions in hidden loans from the company as well. So when Coffeezilla was interviewing him, and a lot of interviews he went on, Sam Bankman-Fried just completely lied. I told you guys he was completely lying. Like, yo, I don't know anything about this. And now is his word versus her word versus Gary's word. And they're throwing him completely under the bus at this point. So here goes some more information about it. This about a 2-minute clip. Let's get
it. In the case,
Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison has her court transcript from the Southern District of New York unsealed. She is seen as saying, "I am truly sorry for what I did. I knew that it was wrong," pleading guilty to federal fraud and conspiracy charges, carrying over 100 years in prison. What does it all mean for the ongoing FTX saga? Joining us now to discuss is Ian McKinley, white-collar defense and government investigations partner at law firm Aiken Gump. Hello, Ian. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good to see you. So former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried has his next hearing scheduled in Manhattan in federal court on January 3rd. He'll be arraigned and asked to enter a plea to 8 criminal charges. And we see that Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison and FTX co-founder Gary Wang, his inner circle of friends and colleagues have turned on him, and prosecutors are encouraging others to come forward. So it's pretty damning. He's maintained his innocence this entire time. But with this testimony, what would your advice be to him? Should he plead guilty?
Well, look, there's still just allegations against Sam Bankman-Fried. That said, these developments recently about Caroline Ellison and Gary Wang pleading guilty are game changers for the case against Sam Bankman-Fried. We saw after all of this news on FTX and potential fraud, he came out, he made public statements, and essentially what he said was there might have been mistakes and mismanagement, but I didn't intentionally commit a fraud. That's what you need to do to be guilty of a crime. Now you have two insiders who were with him, presumably during all of the pivotal moments at stake in the case, saying, we conspired with others, presumably Sam Bankman-Fried, and we intentionally did something wrong. So that is very difficult if you are defending.
So that's the problem. So my question, same he asks, is do you believe Sam Bankman-Fried should plead guilty? Because at this point, it's his word versus theirs. And this is not good that people is completely throwing Buddy under the bus. And listen to this when Coffeezilla asks him some more things.
To wire transfers that had been sent, to Alameda Research, generally primarily to FTX, having its own bank accounts.
So who controlled the secret stub account? Did anyone at Alameda know about this secret stub account? I mean, are we supposed to believe that just like there was this stub account that nobody knew about?
I don't know who knew about what when. I'm sorry.
I mean, clearly somebody lost the money, right? Like, obviously the money went somewhere. Somebody lost it. It just seems really convenient that $8 billion was located in this like account that didn't show up when you pulled up Alameda's balances, right?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so a separate.
He couldn't even answer the question. Like, he went on. That's how I know smart dummies. You're completely is guilty of so much fraud. You're completely guilty. Instead of hiding yourself, instead of doing what you call it, damage and instead of luring up and getting ready to not get your butt ran in prison, he went on a lying tour. Let me just keep on lying. Like, some of these people are mentally ill at this point, and he needs to be locked up for life at this point. Let me know what's y'all thoughts in the comments. We always have some good news when it come down to Sam Bankman-Fried. Every day is something new. Gary Wang, he been doing his thing, getting ready to snitch on some people. Also, let's see, Caroline plead guilty in the same game changers for the case. Yeah, both of them gonna rat Buddy out. Talk to y'all soon. I'm Lando Sess. Let's get it.